Thought I'd take you for my morning walk this morning. Welcome, Faith family. This is Mari with Faith in the Villages. This is one of the many, many trails in the Villages, Florida. It's on the south side. Thought I'd just let you enjoy the peace of a Monday morning, seeing the beauty of God's creation. You may wonder why this path isn't full, and it usually is very early in the morning. During the winter, run into lots of friends, folks walking their dogs. Beautiful place to live. See another walker up ahead of us. To the right is a marsh. Lots and lots of wildlife there. This path is a 2.5-mile path. This is a walking, bike riding path only. No golf carts are allowed on this particular path. See to my left, beautiful Ingrid, I believe. Better view for you. They're very close. They're not afraid of people at all because people do not bother them here. Once in a while, you might have a grandchild walking along and they're very interested, but usually the animals do not run away or fly away. The sky today is beautiful. Some ducks over on the opposite side there. See if I can get a better view for you. Came a little too close to that duck, that bird. This is one of my favorite places to walk and to pray, to reflect on life, to know who's in charge, and that God's got this all under control. They usually mow here every week. We've had a lot of rain, which is a blessing because it's been very, very dry here. And so the mowers have not been out. But you can see the path is still very well maintained, very clean. See if we can find a gator. For those of you who asked or wonder about the gators here, I've never had any problems. Even when they're close by, you just respect them. They usually will always stay by the water. during breeding season, they still just respectful. We have a noisy crow ahead of us watching my view. You may want to know about the houses. You'll see houses that are by the water. Alligators do tend to come up every now and then. But the folks who live here know, just watch your surroundings. The gators are beautiful creatures and they have every right to be here too. Have a moment of shade. Show you these gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful trees that are here. Turn you around a little bit from where I just came from. Most paths and roads in the villages are circles. So you can walk half, turn around and walk back, but you can also make a circle. Got a walker coming up next to us, listening to some music, enjoying the walk.
Morning.
See if I can get you a view. There's a beautiful heron out in the meadow, out in the marsh. A little hard because we got the sun coming right at us, but I'll let you see if you can see it. I don't want to move the camera too fast so you can enjoy the views. And this path is wonderful because some of it is in the sun, but a lot of it is in the shade. As you notice, we're coming to some beautiful oak and other varieties, palm, of course, trees and others. We're right by water, which is what I love. These are all man-made. The Villages is an award-winning, world-renowned in how they take care of the water, how they save water, how they move the water from place to place. When we have hurricanes, which is another wonderful thing about the Villages, people come from all over Florida to come here during hurricanes because the Villages has made systems in place that the water goes to certain areas and they move it around. They put it on the golf courses, and so it does not flood here. So a lot of people, they don't leave. We're not on the coast. Now for those of you that are thinking, I would leave, it's really all a personal choice. So here we're at a crossroads. Someone getting a pool put in there. And we're gonna head where the shade is. This is where my dogs love to roam because, as you know in my last videos, we must look for lizards. It's our job. So this is a beautiful path. Just show you around a bit. It's shaded. It's very pretty. Again, there's a water source. And yes, there's gators in there. Beautiful, beautiful trees. And in the fall months, in the winter and early spring, I started my channel after this happened, but I hope to give this to you next year. All this is filled with owls, baby owls, families. And I don't mean that there's so many, but there are families that come here every year. And the owls are also not afraid of people so much. They keep their distance. But they have the babies, and you get to see mom roosting. And you can see them when they're learning to fly. And there's so much other wildlife here. I'll show you where I just came from. On choosing the villages over other areas that we had looked at, my husband said to me, I want you to find a place that if you couldn't leave due to illness or finances or any reason, that you would be happy there. And God showed me this place. You really don't need a car here. Everything you need, from doctor's offices to groceries, you can get to in your golf cart. And the paths here are safe. And they're quiet. They're all flat, as you can see. So whatever your walking ability might be, you can enjoy the path. There's an owl right there. I hope you got to see it. It flew right over my head. So one of the most beautiful things about living here is the wildlife. Let me see if I can let you see a closer look. I'm not sure we flew into the shade there. Right in there is a beautiful great horned owl. When I come here a lot of times, I will sit and just take a minute, pray, and thank God for His beauty. And wherever you are, wherever you live, appreciate that beauty. Even if you're in the city, country, it doesn't matter. There's beauty everywhere. You just have to look. Take a minute and reflect. I know that owl's still up there, just not sure where it went. I hope you got to see it. There. Let me see if I can get it. It's real hard to see, I know, on the camera. He's right in there. I'm sorry, I can't get a better view for you. These are the great surprises you get to see here. He's making sure there's not somebody. There are a lot of benches here, and families will dedicate the benches to loved ones. And they're a wonderful place to sit and pray and just look. Now right here, if I can show you, we have a visitor. That's a crane, sandhill crane, I believe. A little closer, it might be a heron. But I think it's a sandhill crane, and I lost it. I'm so sorry. Try to get it to you again. There we go. Now they say that if they're walking by themselves, they're called bachelors or bachelorettes. This time of year, they usually have partnered up and had babies. But every once in a while, you will see a single. Get around the bushes here. See if we have a family. Oh, that is a sandhill crane. Beautiful. Now, if you get too close or you were to run up on them, they would squawk and raise up their wings, but usually they know that people will not bother them here. Just like the owls and the other animals that live here. Let's enjoy our walk some more. Here's a nice field if you have dogs, which I do. And yes, there's snakes, yes, there's ticks, but the village has sprays continuously. So I would not necessarily take my dog in there right now, but once they mow pretty well, as I mentioned. They're beautiful, beautiful trees. You might hear some cars in the distance. We're coming a little bit closer to the road. And that was awesome to see the owl. A lot of people will walk here every day just to find them because they're such amazing and beautiful creatures. And to see something in its wild habitat is pretty awesome. It's a field. Of course, we're on the other side of the marsh. We're getting to go around to the other side. And this is the view from the shade. And as I showed you, let me catch this again. Our sandhill crane does have a family. Look at that. It's kind of far away. Dad is the one standing. And then we have mom and babies. Incredible. I hope they're not too blurry for you to see. Oh, there we go. How about that? And they will come right up to you. Some people are afraid of them. But again, with other animals in this area, you just respect them. If you get between mom and dad and baby, I would probably not do that, but I've never had any issues with them. Let's get back on our trail ride. I'm getting a little warm out here. It is summer, it is Florida, and it is hot. But there's a beautiful breeze. You'll see lots of different types of foliage here. We're coming around to the Froggy Path. I'm going to show you different angles, but let me give you the first one. Lots and lots of beautiful lily pads. The Villages is pretty good about mowing in areas that may or may not be. For example, this area right here. It's close to the path. And if you're worried about such things, you just kind of keep an eye out. You never know what you might see, like a beautiful little birdie. And if I get a little too bumpy, I apologize. I'm still learning how to video and not move too much and walk and get out of the heat. Go from shade to shade. Another walker gonna pass me here in a minute. Good morning. And I bet you can't see it yet, but straight ahead of us is another family of sandhill cranes. Bouncing around a little bit, I apologize. The road in front of us is called Warm Springs, and there's another village right on the other side of that. me slow down just a little bit, show you these beautiful trees. These are where we see a lot of the owls. If I was an owl, I'd want to be farther away from the trees or farther away from the traffic, but they don't seem to mind it. This is the time of year when the cranes are everywhere. Let's see if I can get you a better view. There are cars right behind them, but there you go. Nobody wants to look at cars, right? This is a beautiful, beautiful tree. Now, I'm trying to give you an idea here. That branch at the bottom that is going right across the screen there, that is where the great horned owl had her babies. This is the path. So every person who walked this path from February to about the middle of June got to see the great horned owl, the babies come and grow, Dad come to feed with them. From February to the time she had her babies, which was almost 2 months, I believe. I looked it up. Through all 3 frosts and storms, she did not move. And it was amazing to come out here in the morning sometimes when we had our 3 big frosts that we had this year in Florida, and she was still there. Very dedicated mother. Here's another view from the other side. See mockingbirds flying around, eastern bluebirds, which are one of my favorite. We're rounding up our 2 miles here. There's another bench. Like I said, many are out here so that you can sit and just praise God for His beauty. It's the other side of the marsh. Actually, right behind our home, literally the wall, there's a church right behind us. There is another place of worship here across the street. There are many different churches just in this area, if that is what you are looking for in this particular part of the villages. Look at the sky. Isn't it incredible? How beautiful it is here. Take you around the last little bit here. I hope you're enjoying walking with me this morning on this Monday morning. Sorry about the cars. Hopefully you can tune that out. Get you around the corner here. We'll be between 2 small water areas. Got some activity going right here. Let's see if I can show that to you. Little tiny dove. Little tiny dove. So they're not scared of people at all. Mockingbird. Mockingbird don't mind people at all. They're very friendly, actually. Very smart birds. I had one make a nest in my wreath in my front porch. See, when there's no cars on the road. Not too bad. Here we go, our last corner. Now, a lot of times we'll see gators right up in here. So this is trail is up above. You can't really tell, but we are up higher than the water. And now we're up on the other side of the marsh. If you look real close, that bird is called a mud hen. There's a more specific scientific word, but that's what they call them around here. Now on the trails, I wish I could show you, but if you look real close, you'll see trails where gators go. See that? I don't see any out this morning. They will be out to sunbathe later, I'm sure. So we're about to end our path. I hope you enjoyed this walk with me. Please like and comment and subscribe so that I can give you a lot more content. There's our beautiful sky. I hope you have a very, very blessed Monday. God bless you.